Haram Foods. Verses to reflect upon.
But there will be two parties among people. Some of them will live upright according to the divine laws of guidance, while others will ally with Satans as their friends. They take their religious leadership as their masters instead of God and think that they are rightly guided. O children of Adam, subservience and obedience to the divine commands ensures for you adornment and nice things in life. So enjoy God's bounties, but do not commit excesses. God does not love the wasters. Say, who has forbidden the beauty and nice things God has brought forth for his servants, and the pure clean things of your choice? Say, such things are for those in this world who believe in the divine laws. And on the day of resurrection, they will be exclusively for those who attained conviction. We thus explain our laws for those who make good use of what they learn. Say, my Lord forbids only indecent shameful deeds, open or secret, actions that hurt the self and drag down the individual and collective human potential, unjust aggression, associating others with God, shirk, for which he has sent down no authority, and that you say things about God that you do not know. Do not keep uttering in falsehood, this is lawful and this is unlawful, thus inventing lies against God. Those who fabricate lies against God fail to prosper in themselves.
The above verses of the Quran should be sufficient for those who are graced with right belief regarding what we should be doing and how to approach the subject of what is lawful and unlawful foodstuffs. Those who are disgraced by wrong belief should be mindful of these and many others. With regards to what foods that we may be able to eat, not poisonous etc., but have been declared forbidden in the Quran, this is a no-brainer, is clear as clear can be.
Forbidden to you, for food, are carrion, blood, the flesh of swine, anything, not just meat, that has been dedicated to any other than God, such as an idol, grave or saint, any animal that has been strangled to death, or beaten to death, or killed by fall, or gored to death, or eaten by a wild animal unless you are able to slaughter it while it is still alive, and also forbidden is what is slaughtered on idolatrous altars, devotional stones or blocks in shrines considered sacred, and you are forbidden from dividing one another's portions through raffling, for these are deviations. This day, the rejectors have lost all hope of making bargains in your system of life. Do not fear them, but fear me. This day, I have perfected your deen, law, for you, completed my favor upon you, and chosen for you al-Islam as the system of life. If anyone is forced by dire necessity to consume the forbidden, with no intention of transgression, should remember that God is forgiving, merciful. They ask you, O Messenger, what foods are permissible? Tell them all good things of life are lawful to you. As for the hunting animals, the catch of your trained dogs and falcons, as God has taught you, is permissible. Mention God's name thereupon and be mindful of God. Indeed, God is swift to take account.
Eyes to see, ears to listen, hearts and minds to impart.
And he it is who has made the sea subservient. You eat from it tender fresh meat and take from it gems which you may wear. And on that very sea you see the ships roaming through the waves so that you might seek of his bounty and be appreciative.
They ask you, O Messenger, must give a response from the message, which are all of the above. If you are thinking that the Messenger could add some foodstuffs to the forbidden category, haram, as in some of the divisive firqa sects of thought control, then Quranically think again. The following verse was addressed first and foremost to the Messenger to teach his people and to us forever to learn from, and is crystal clear.
Say, I do not find in the revelation given to me any food that is prohibited for one who wishes to eat except carrion, dead meat, or running blood, or the flesh of swine, for, certainly, it is a barrier to the moral development, or anything, not just meat, that has been, in defiance to commands, has been dedicated to other than God. If one is forced by dire need without being deliberate and without transgressing, your Lord is forgiving, merciful.
There can be no additions unless you are making a mockery of Allah, His book and His Messenger, when it says,
This day, the rejectors have lost all hope of making bargains in your system of life. Do not fear them, but fear me. This day, I have perfected your deen, law, for you, completed my favor upon you, and chosen for you all Islam as the system of life.
The perfected laws were trampled under the feet of the mulla-god ancestors and continue to do so by those who blindly follow them in their innovation, bida, sharia laws of haram foods lapped up by those who do not worship, follow Allah. The enemy within.
Declaring things permissible or forbidden is trying to rival God, O mankind. Partake and enjoy the lawful and decent things of the earth, and do not follow the footsteps of the Satan. Indeed, he is an open enemy to you. Satan, the rebellious desire, and satanic people lead people into transgressing. He teaches you to create inequities in the society, lewdness and stinginess amounting to shame, and that you should say about God what you do not know. When it is said unto these Satans, follow what God has revealed, they say, nay, we follow that wherein we found our ancestors. What? Even though their ancestors and the ancient imams were lacking in understanding and were not rightly guided.
There is provision for personal taste, what you find pleasant and tasty to eat as well as not, but you have, and nobody else has, the right to make these forbidden, as these have already been defined by Allah as revealed to His Messenger in the Qur'an.
O you who have chosen to be graced with belief, enjoy the clean, decent and aesthetically pleasing things that we have provided for all of you, and render thanks unto God if it is indeed He whom you obey. He has forbidden you, dead meat, carrion, blood, swine flesh, and anything not just meat that has been dedicated to other than God, be it a person, an idol or a tomb. But if one is forced by necessity, neither intending disobedience, nor exceeding, it will not be a violation that hurts his self. Indeed, God is forgiving, merciful. Surely, those who conceal the book of God, and barter it away for a trifling gain, they eat into their bellies nothing but fire. God will not even address them on the day of resurrection, nor will He make their selves grow. Theirs will be an awful suffering, those who conceal the book, the ones who start making their own lists of the lawful and unlawful, and thus, usurp the divine right of lawmaking. Also note that this verse clearly mentions the ongoing growth and evolution of the self in the hereafter. Tazkiyah from Zaku, growth, purity from vice, development of the self, self-actualization. It is they who take error in exchange for guidance, and torment in exchange for the protection of forgiveness. How steadfast are they in their pursuit of the fire? This is so, because God has revealed the book in absolute truth. Therein is no contradiction. Obviously, those who set their own views against the book, split deeply, into sects and fall into mutual disputes. And the messenger will say, O my Lord, these are my people who had abandoned this Quran as something to be neglected.
The Quran Unchained.